Mr. Canada, I hope you're having a lovely weekend out there. I spent some time with some family yesterday, and I probably had, as a father, one of the best Easters so far. I've had 12 of them. This was the best one yet. Now, although my weekend was okay, my weekend could not have been as good as the Christians. What a great weekend they had as the Pope passed away. Do not get angry, ladies and gentlemen, at that statement. For the Vatican itself has been possessed for some time now. And this stooge or puppet was just put in place. This could be a very pivotal moment for the Catholic Church if they make the right move. Whether they do that or not is up to them. But it's good to know that Christianity is at its fork in the road, just as everyone else. Are they going to move forward with the rest of us, or are they going to go left? Folks, I got some stuff to get into, so come on in. My name is Parmesan, and this is Niagara due north. Yes, folks, yes, normally I do important news on this show. Okay, but sometimes I have to talk about a pope dying. Okay, so I don't understand why he died on Easter. That's insane. Leave that down in the comments. How the hell does a pope die on Easter? That's really cool. What I wanted to touch on with the Pope is his far left rhetoric that for the past 10 years has been so anti-Christian. I don't understand it. I don't understand why he would back these things. He backed mass migration, which benefited Muslims the most. I don't get it. You or I, we shouldn't be Islamophobic. We should be equal to everyone. But I think at least the leader of the Catholic Church could be a little bit Islamophobic. I would think the same thing about heads of other religions. I would think there are other phobics, religion phobics. That's all I wanted to touch base on there. Everyone knows that the Catholic Church has had their problems for a long time. I just really hope that now they're able to reset it. And hopefully they get a young person in there, but I don't think they ever do that. I don't think you get to be young and the Pope at the same time. What has been in the news recently? Okay, let's get into today's top story. Yes, folks, that is right. We are in today's top story already because it's Easter and I don't want to take up any of your time, okay? We already worked this hard to get a stat holiday in April. I found an article from John Ivison and it's talking about the resurrection of the Conservative Party. Now, you may or may not be aware that not just including the debates, but a bit after, the Liberal Party has had quite a few severe political mishaps. I don't know if you've seen this video already yet.
This photo is a work of art. This photo will define this Canadian election. This older gentleman giving the double middle finger at a Mark Carney rally with a big smile on his face is a representation of an entire class of people that does not care that you won't be able to afford a home, that does not care that you won't be able to have and raise kids in this country, that does not care about the fact that their country and culture is being completely destroyed and decimated from underneath them. This is the face of people who laugh and smile at the fact that you're complaining about the state of this country. They don't care. They love it. They know what they're doing. They know they're ruining things, and they love it because they're fine. They don't have to worry about it. And you know, it's not all old people, so don't blame all the boomers. Don't say it's everybody, because it's a very select group of people. But these types of people are the ones that want to screw over your future. So are you going to let that happen, or are we going to outvote people like this? Because we cannot have this continue on.
How do you say lose a Gen Z vote without saying, I'm losing the Gen Z vote? And then he has his spending plan. $250 billion? If anybody is any sort of logical thinker, I know a lot of us on the right are, if there's any lefties watching this, please. This guy's been saying for 3 months that he's different than Trudeau. And we laid out the proof right here that he is running a platform that they made back before he even got there.
You know, the Liberal platform, frankly, that's something I will say that has been ready for several weeks now. Mona Fortier was the one who was working on this, and it was ready before Mark Carney even became Liberal leader. So, you know, he only had to tweak a couple of things.
Guys, how can you be falling for this stuff? Don't you follow anything? Everything he says is completely generic and soulless. That is the exact, if I could sum globalism up in 2 words. So that's why I say the Liberal Party is the party of hate. They're only motivated by hating Donald Trump and hating Pierre Poilievre. That is it. Conservative hopes are resurrected by Carney's eye-watering spending plan. Diana Fox introduced her husband beneath the blue skies at a large outdoor rally in his chosen Ottawa riding of Nepean on Sunday. Folks, Nepean is part of the Greater Ottawa area, and Ottawa has 1 million people. Okay? This guy should have been polling 5, 6, 7,000 people. Just in case there's any arguments about rally sizes. This rally proves it. Mark is unflappable because he puts in his prep work that is necessary, she said. Liberals had best hope so, because as the election campaign enters its final week, the assault from the Conservatives on the tens of billions of dollars of new spending in the party's platform has already started. That's why he hasn't released his platform yet. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre said on Sunday that he has long urged that Carney is the same as former Prime Minister Trudeau, but yesterday we learned that Mark Carney is far more costly than Trudeau. He said, pointing out the platform will add nearly $250 billion of debt. That's insane. That's like 8% of our GDP. The Conservatives have yet to release their costed platform, which is a good thing. When it comes out Tuesday, which is tomorrow, it won't be cheap either. Given the size of Poilievre's tax cut, which the party has said will cost $14 billion a year when fully implemented. Yeah. That tax cut refers to the 15% income tax cut. That's not anything else. But technically, that's the only thing that's costing him, I think, so far. To be honest with you, I think that's the only thing that's costing him, because he's said where he's pulling everything else from. He's going to shut down the accelerator fund, and that's going to pay for this thing. He's going to shut down this fund, and that's going to pay for that over there. He's said that. But his claim against Carney has not just spin. Poilievre's numbers come straight from the Liberal platform. Over the past 4 years, the Trudeau government racked up cumulative deficits of $235 billion. 2024 to 2025 is an estimated $48.3 billion. Over the next 4 years, the Carney Liberals are projecting deficits of $225 billion over 4 years, folks. 4 years. The Liberals have gone over their deficit projection every single time. This is a projected $235 billion with almost $60 billion a year deficit calculated. That's not coming after that. That doesn't include all the corruption. If Canada enters a recession and employment rises, that number is only going in one direction. This moment is far more dangerous for the Liberals than the debates. Yep, I think so. And all the signs are there that they were there all along of the potential for things to go south. The platform was released on the Saturday morning of the Easter long weekend, hardly prime time. But it had to come out at some point, and despite their best efforts to make the costing documents so complex that it would baffle students of Byzantium, that's so funny, it was obvious to even the most innumerate of reporters that we were dealing with some pretty large numbers. Carney has been clear from day one that his big ideas reorienting the economy and catalyzing private investment require some serious prime pumping. That's what Justin Trudeau has been doing. The prep work Liberals hope Carney has done to sell a strategy for this moment that deflects the Conservatives' criticism that the new boss is even worse than the old one. Carney never fails to mention that we're in a crisis of our lives that Pierre fails to mention wouldn't be there if he gets elected. In this crisis, we do want to meekly accept what America wants, or do we stand up for ourselves and for each other? Yet even the Loyalists wave Never 51 signs against becoming America's 51st state, likely find the prospect of adding $225 billion to the national debt an eye-watering prospect. His distinction is that the Liberal government under Trudeau spent too much on consumption and too little on productive investments. A ratio of 2. I'm trying to wait till after the election to talk about Mark Carney. Millions of Canadians have already voted, and most polls still give the Liberals a healthy lead. But this is not over yet. Conservative hopes have been resurrected on Easter Sunday.
Thank you, God.
Thank you, God. It's a good Easter. It's a good Easter. I'm excited to see Pierre's. Tomorrow I am going to be comparing the platforms. I have Mark Carney's platform downloaded, and I will be downloading Poilievre's, and I will go deep into all 63 of those pages. Pierre, you better have 20 pages. Guys, if you liked this video, comment down below. Guys, if you liked this video, then subscribe down below. And what do you think about Conservatives' chances of a majority government? Because right now I think we're in minority lands for both of them. So what do you think the Conservative chances are for a majority government? And how big is that blue wave going to be? I will see you guys tomorrow.